Take a look, if you will, at Phil the Gift Heath, or as I like to call him, Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, Phil Heath Domination, PhD, get it? Anyway. This is a great version of Phil. Looks like he is in his prime. Look at that midsection, chiseled, must be 2013, maybe 2011. No, guess what? It's 2014. That's right, guys. That picture just a second ago was from the Saturday show, the next day of action, and this here was, of course, the Friday show. And that's where Phil, the Gift Heath, gets the moniker, aside from the gift, of course. He gets the moniker, the nickname, Mr. Saturday Night. And of course, if you clicked on this video, this is what this is all about. We are going to take his Friday, the prejudging, the first day of action at the Olympia. We're going to take those versions of Phil with a bunch of different versions, guys. 2011, 12, 13, and obviously this version here, 14. And we are going to see the differences because I'm telling you right now, 2014, he was awesome Saturday night compared to Friday. But that's not the beginning. We're going to begin at the 2011. Obviously, he competed before 2011, but this is when he earned his doctorate. He got his PhD. His Phil Heath domination began. And he was outstanding here in 2011. Couldn't get any better, right? Look at that. Looks like he added some sizzle to that spice. So, in my estimation, he got that nickname, Mr. Saturday Night, right from the get-go, right from the beginning of his reign. And it looks like he is just jacked compared to Friday night here. So Friday night, 2011, maybe the best physique the bodybuilding world had ever seen at that time. And then the next day, Saturday, he came on and hit even harder. Can you imagine that one? What the judges were thinking. Here's the front double. You gotta take a close look, guys. You gotta really take a close look. He looks like his midsection may be a little fuller, a little thicker that next day, which would coincide with him being bigger and more jacked. I'm sorry, guys. Lats a little bit more protruding, you can see, for the Saturday night. The legs look a little bit more separated and bigger for Saturday night. So yeah. Go through these shots because we have a lot of pictures to look at, guys. I was wrong. His midsection looks like it's bigger for Friday night here, or for Friday night, not fur. But yeah, and more detail, more separation for Saturday. In both cases, he did look better on the Saturday show. Now, what about the back? Does the back coincide with this Monsieur term, this Mr. name? He's drier in the lower half, I'll tell you that right now. Camera angle is a little bit different. His back looks, let's face it, looks a little bit better for Friday night. I know that doesn't go with my video, but I mean, go to the real spread. Yeah, you can't deny that. A little more separation, a little more vascular in the upper half. But look at the lower half, guys. It looks like he is drier and much more separated. I mean, you can take a close look if you want, and you can see that. Or you can ignore it altogether. Hey, it's up to you. But yeah, there was no coinciding most musculars for 2011. But I wager to say, yes, he got the name in 2011. What about 2012? Nobody talks about 2012. You know why? Well, do you? I was asking you. I have no idea. 2012 was fantastic. And this looks like a standard Mr. Saturday Night package. You can see full to the gills in that Belly's Baby Please for Friday night. I mean, he came in, he was big enough, and was conditioned enough to beat Kai Green that year. But then Saturday night, you can see he slammed that door shut. Look at that. And here is the front lat spread. Look at the face on him. Kai Green, Predator. It looks like Phil Heath. He looks like the Predator from that movie. Or whatever he did. Yeah, I think 2012. Like I said, not a lot of people talk about it, but I think this year is a prime example of his Mr. Saturday Night status. But you got to look at the back first, right? Well, similar is the back. If anything, might be a little jig thicker on the Friday show, prejudging, but the separation, he is harder, he is grainer. Grainer, he's grainier. His hamstrings might be a little more separated as well. And then there's the abs and thigh, which is close to being the same. Close to being the same. There is certain shots where, yeah, 2012, he was equally good. And you watch the video footage, and it is pretty close. It is pretty close. But if you do take a jig of a gander, a close gander at those midsection, the abs themselves, yeah, it looks like he's not only bigger and more vascular, but maybe even more separated for the Saturday Night Show. And now, 2013. Was there a difference here? I would say yes. I think his arms look a little bit bigger for Saturday. I think his wheels look a little bit bigger for Saturday. But you know what? His midsection looks a lot better for Friday. Does that make it a better version altogether? His forearms look better, that's for sure. Go through the shots. Yeah, look at those lats for Saturday. He did his job by carbing up, or whatever they do. I mean, it's a matter of carbing up the exact right amount so your stomach does not get as distended, but you can clearly see, guys, with all due respect, here on the Friday night show, he definitely has a more chiseled set of abs. But, take your pick. You want the bigger legs, bigger lats, or the bigger midsection? Let's have a look at the side shots because we've kind of been ignoring those. The angle is slightly off, rendering the legs much larger, I think, for Friday. Or it could be that he was way bigger in the wheels. The arms look more jacked for Friday as well. So this does not coincide with him being bigger and more jacked. So a better set of abs. Maybe better arms as well, at least in the side. Let's have a look at the back because this is interesting me now. Yeah, he is a little more chiseled in the lower half, I think, for Friday. If you look at one of his wheels anyway, the right leg looks much more chiseled. Look at that. Back could be a little bit better as well. And here's the rear lat spread. This is an interesting situation. I think on the contrary, 2013... I would wager to say Mark's Max Muscle anyway, going off pictures. He was Mr. Friday Night that year. But that's just me, guys. You can look at a lot of the shots, including this abs and thigh, and he's actually hitting it more aesthetically pleasing. He's tilting his upper body here for Saturday night. So for all intents and purposes, yeah, he does look a little bit better. But look at the actual abs themselves, And, the last say on this one, my opinion, he was better on Friday night. So yes, he is Mr. Saturday Night, but he was Mr. Friday Night for 2013. And now the moment we have all been waiting for, 2014. We have never, ever seen Phil improve so much from one day to the next. Can you even believe that it's the same version? Well, you go through the shots, and there is no denying it. This is much more evidence than just a cherry-picked bad picture and then a cherry-picked good picture for Saturday. Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna stick his gut out. He's gonna hit it the best of his abilities when he's doing his mandatories, and you can plainly see he has his traditional, what they call a bubble gut, with all due respect. I don't like to say these guys are heroes to me. Go to the front lat spread. Yeah, Louis Marco. Hey, I watch that guy. I like that guy, but maybe a little too much negativity. But it was funny that a double bubble, triple trouble, double bubble gut. I'm sure Phil even thought that was kind of funny. Well, maybe not, maybe not. You can definitely see, guys, actually one of his delts are a little unsymmetrical there for the Saturday night show. But either which way, guys, that midsection is undeniable. And from the side, you know what? He obviously is smaller in the midsection. Sure, but he looks a little flatter. He looks like he's big and full as a house for the Friday night show, but maybe a little bit too much. And I'm no expert on the carbing up process and things of that nature, but I assume there is just a sweet spot, because if you don't carb up enough, you'll be depleted. You're obviously here in the Saturday show. His muscles aren't as big, his muscles aren't as muscly, but he is much more streamlined and much better at the end of the day. Now the back, this does reflect him carbing up too much, because you can't see the midsection. Everything else is going to be just booming, right? Look at the wheels. Look at the back itself. It does appear to be a little bit more separated, a little bit bigger, means more business, so to speak. And the rear double, it reflects that as well. Lower half, if you couldn't see the midsection, of course there is some good detail, some good separation for the Saturday night show, but I think the lighting might be a little bit better as well. Hard to say, guys. But one thing is for sure, that nobody will deny. 2014, he was in fact Mr. Saturday Night. If not for this rejuvenated set of abs, this midsection, probably would have lost the title that year to a very good Kai Green. Well, he was pretty good. Here's 2017. What do you guys think about 2017? Is he better for Saturday? His midsection's a little bit more separated. It still looks full. When you look at the lats, you look at the wheels. At the Friday show, his wheels look twice as big. Can you believe that one? It looks like an entire year of work on his wheels. That's incredible. Look at those quad sweeps. Now you turn to the side and it's a funny situation. Now his wheels kind of look, well, I wouldn't wager to say they look bigger for the Saturday show. Well, maybe. They're displayed a whole lot better. He's displaying that wheel. He probably looked at the pictures from the Saturday show and thought, oh no, I can display that wheel better. One thing is for sure, though, that has nothing to do with the display, is the midsection. His midsection is better for Saturday, for sure. But is it a better version for Saturday for 2017? This was the year Big Rammy was after him. This is the best back I think I've ever seen rear lat spread from Phil Heath at the prejudging, the Friday show. I would say for sure. And again, you could see the size of his wheels from the front. Look at this. Looks like a different, like I said, a year's worth of growth. And this was one day before. So, to somebody that doesn't understand bodybuilding and how much these guys can manipulate their physiques in one day, they would be, it's just remarkable. They'd be stunned by this. But that's 2017, guys. And 2018, the second to last year. This is an interesting situation. My estimation, in my opinion, he looks the opposite here. I know the lighting's different. His midsection looks a little slenderer. The Friday show looks a little more smaller. As well as the wheels, they look a little bigger, more vascular, more plugged for the Saturday night show. So it's like he went for broke, which was obvious. Here's the back double, which was obviously the wrong thing to do. Come in huge the first day and then more streamlined the next. The back, pretty close here. He's wearing a little tinier posing trunks. More like a thong. Can you say that word on YouTube? Thong? Anyway. Shows a little bit more of the glutes, is what I'm sure. Sing. And that's about it, guys. This is it for Phil Heath, his final Olympia 2020. And he looks a little bit better, I think, the first day. He means more business. He didn't know. He thought he might even won the event, right? so he was probably just jazzed. But by the next day, he knew he was not in contention for winning the title. So he's not really... He's flexing different, first of all. He's opening up his midsection a little bit more. Makes his midsection a little bit longer, I think, for the Saturday show. And the back is what it is. Obviously, the tan looks a little bit different. He had a shower, the spray tan. You're never going to get it the exact same. And doesn't have a lot of oil on. But aside from that, if you take a close look, looks about the exact same. So he was Friday, Mr. Saturday, all the way to the very end. So for the most part, yeah, he was Mr. Saturday night. There was a couple of occasions where I preferred the Friday show, namely 2013, perhaps his best version. So his best version altogether might be a Friday show. So that's kind of funny that way. But yeah, here in 2014, it cannot be denied. Phil Heath, he was awesome in the midsection included for the finals, and that is how he captured the title without a whole lot of controversies. Baby please, baby please. A thumbs up, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this one. As always, I enjoyed it probably just as much or more than you. Thank you, obviously, to Phil, the gift. Or, like I said, the doctor. I'm sure he doesn't mind that. Phil Heath Domination, PhD. The gift. Have a great one, guys.